What up, Veggie Crew? I just finished the illest nighttime evening yoga session, and it was supposed to be a 15-minute session, but it ended up turning into a 45-minute session. So this is a deliciously long but soothing, stretchy, and very, very relaxing yoga practice. And there's a teeny weeny bit of an intro, but it's just an intro to kind of help you understand the mechanisms through which yoga can make you feel good. And I think that education is the best motivation. When we understand why we're doing something, we're so much more likely to do it over and over and over again. Without further ado, I'm just gonna let you get on with it. Let's get our yoga on. Good start. Shall we do some yoga? I don't want to spend too much time speaking to you. I just want to get on with the practice. But as usual, when it comes to yoga, the breath is the most important thing. Now, this is a highly requested video because it is an evening chill out, wind down practice. What's going to get you the benefits like relaxation, calming your energy, feeling grounded, all of those delicious things will come not necessarily through the postures that we take, but actually through the quality of our breathing. It is the breath that is so closely linked to our nervous system, and our nervous system so closely affects the way in which we breathe. When we are stressed, we will take shallow breaths, we'll take fast breaths. Now, when we are in a more calm state, we tend to take maybe less breaths, and the breaths that we do take are potentially long and deep, or they're just really calm. So this practice is designed to not just get you to feel better, but to better feel what your body or your mind needs. Let's get on with the practice. You can have a cushion, but it's not necessary. I like to keep it here for an evening practice. Just come into an all fours position here. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Relax the feet. And just start to drop the belly down. Lift up through the head and the hips. Open up through the chest. So feeling areas that are tight through your front body, and then exhale, belly button to the spine. Push the floor away, head down. I want you to round the neck and the upper spine. And then again, drop the belly, lift the head and the hips, heart opens, shoulders pull back. And then exhale, belly button to the spine, push the floor away, head down. Let's go again, inhale. And exhale. I'd like you to close your eyes, and you're just gonna move in your own time, in your own breath. So inhaling and exhaling here. Make a slight restriction at the back of the throat. This is called Ujjayi breath. And this just helps you to control the breath a whole lot more. It becomes more audible as well, so we can kind of move through this meditation, like a moving meditation. Let's take one more breath here. As you exhale, just find that rounded position. For the last time, really push the floor away. Imagine you're trying to push your spine out of your body here. And then come back to a neutral spine as you inhale. Now from here, I'm going to get you to take the knees out to the edges of the mat, bring the feet together, and push the hips back to the heels. Now, for some of you that are super tight, you might not be able to get your hips right back to your heels. That's okay. If it's really uncomfortable, you can place a cushion underneath your hips just to sit on that. Take your arms forward and let your body drop down. Again, there's another option here. If you feel like you can't get your forehead to the floor and you need to be propped upwards a little bit, then put a cushion underneath your head. Now, this is a beautiful position because what it does is that it enables us to breathe into the back of the body. This is an area that gets really neglected. So when we're in stressed out situations, we tend to breathe in and our rib cage kind of flares outwards like this, right? And we start to breathe into our neck and our shoulders a little bit. So we lose this ability to breathe with the diaphragm moving in a functional way. So by coming into child's pose, you're forced to push the rib cage down, okay? So the rib cage pulls in, and now we can start to stretch out the muscles of the upper back and the middle back so that we can breathe in the way that humans are supposed to breathe. Okay, so head down. I want you to keep the ribs in and keep sort of pushing the hips backwards. Hands help you do that. And I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose. Bring your awareness into the back of the ribs and feel like you can spread them apart as you inhale. As you exhale, soften your body and maybe move into the space that you created on the inhale. Let's go again, inhale. And exhale, soften into it. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to move the hands to the left. So just start to walk your hands around. Your right arm is going to reach out of the hip. So we're sort of reaching in this diagonal direction, trying to stretch all the tissue from the pinky right down through the side of the body, through the lats, and right out into the hips. I just hit my hand on the microphone, very relaxing. So right down into the hips, yeah? So stretching out that way. Come back to center, and we'll take it the other way. So you're gonna walk the hands out and really reach into that position. Head comes down towards the floor. Come back to center. Come forward into an all fours position, and then tuck the toes. We're going to press back into a really easy downward facing dog. So lift the knees off, keep the knees bent, shake out your head yes and no. And just walk out through the heels here a little bit. So if you're feeling a little bit stiff from your day, we just want to stretch but not over intensify the sensation here. So just pumping out through the hips, through the heels, sorry, to release. Keep the rib cage pulled in this position. And if you feel like you're really, really tight in your down dog, let's say it feels really uncomfortable for you and you're in this kind of position, I want you to bend the knees more. And that takes the pressure off. So now, once you bend the knees, you'll probably have a bit more opening to really open up the shoulders here, yeah? And the ribs pull in as much as possible. This is a better downward facing dog than trying to straighten the legs and having to go into this position, okay? So knees bent, pressing back. We're gonna come forward into a push-up position here. And then we're going to immediately drop the knees down to the floor because we want to keep this a relatively relaxing practice. I still want you to keep your core active, so I want you to tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes, and keep pushing the floor away, belly pulls in. We're going to lower the chest down to the floor as you exhale. Elbows shave the sides of the body. From there, lift the shoulders, lift into just a baby cobra here. No upward facing dog. Back bends are really energizing and stimulating, and I don't want to stimulate your nervous system. I want you to stay really nice and relaxed here. So just nice and easy into this. And then from here, you're going to bend your knees. Push the hips to the heels as you tuck your toes. Head comes down. And then from there, we're going to lift into downward facing dog. So that's our little vinyasa that we're going to turn into a moving meditation, okay? I need the breath to match the movement so that we get those effects that I was telling you about, okay? That calm, relaxed, grounded, peaceful effect that we get from the yoga practice. So inhale, come forward, high push-up. Immediately drop the knees. Exhale, elbows, shave the sides of the body. Inhale, just a baby cobra, so pressing the hands into the floor, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, bend at the knees, tuck the toes. Press into child's pose first, then lift the knees up. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, drop the knees, the chest to the chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bend the knees. Tuck the toes, press back down dog. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk the feet very slowly up to the hands. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. Take hold of either elbow and just shake out your head yes and no. Swing your body from side to side here. Get nice and heavy through this ragdoll position. And pretty please, bend the knees. A lot of the time we feel like
Okay, every time I'm in a forward fold, I have to have locked out straight legs, and that just lifts your body so much more. So I need those knees to be nice and bent. So you create almost like a shelf for your upper body. And then from there, we just want to creep our upper body further down the legs so that the spine starts to decompress here. And then from there, release the arms, hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, grab the back of the legs, hug in and stretch. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. So really lengthening through the spine. And then exhale, hug in. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hug in. Each time, just going that little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale. You're going to place the fingertips on the floor and step the left leg back into a lunge. Sink through the hip and open up through the chest. Place that back knee down to the floor. If it's too hard on your floor and you want to fold up your mat just to protect your knee, go ahead and do that. Now from here, you're going to bring the hands onto that front thigh and we're just going to lift the chest. I want you to keep the rib cage pulled in. So really keep those lower ribs in here, okay? We want to be breathing through the back body. So take a breath in. Exhale, sink forward without bending your lower back. Inhale, left arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist it over to the right side. Inhale, come back to center. Hand comes down to the floor. From here, we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Bent knees. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, elbows shave the sides of the body. Inhale, cobra, lifting your chest off. Exhale, bend at the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing. Bend the knees, look forward, walk the feet up to the hands. Halfway lift here, inhale. Grab the back of the legs, exhale, stretch. Please prioritize the breath here. I'm not worried about what you look like in the postures. That flexibility and mobility will come once you consistently practice this sequence. Please make sure that you're focusing on the breath instruction that I give you. That's key. Hands to the floor this time. Right leg goes back into the lunge. So we're going to sink first. Inhale, lift through the chest here. So get that nice long stretch to the front of the hip. Drop the back knee down. Make the mat adjustments if you need to. Hands come onto the thigh. Belly pulls in. Breathe in. Feel the back of the ribs expand out. Exhale, sink into it. Right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, twist it over to the left. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog with bent knees. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, drop the knees, elbows shave the sides of the body, come down. Inhale, lift into cobra. Exhale, bend at the knees. Downward facing dog, press back. Look forward, walk the feet up to the hands. Halfway lift here, inhale. Remember what I said, try and get long, but bend the knees a lot. Exhale, so keep it nice and long. Hug those legs in, drop the head. From here, hands to the floor this time. Left leg goes back, inhale. As you exhale, here's where it gets a bit funky and tricky. You're gonna take your hands to the inside of the foot, yeah? So right hand comes to the inside of the right foot. You're gonna start to lift that right heel off the floor and we're gonna twist around. Now, for some of you, you're gonna be like, what is going on, okay? Now, if you feel like you can't, you're gonna stay on your hands and just let yourself come into a sort of, I'm gonna turn around so that I'm not just staring at my butt. So you're gonna come into a side lunge position like this, okay? Almost like you're doing a lateral lunge. Now, if you can, you wanna lift the heel off and come into a stretch. You feel a stretch for this thigh, inner thigh, and the left as well, okay? So we're here in this position and we're just gonna start to melt forward. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm gonna get you to walk back around again. So hands come back, we're coming back into that lunge. Okay, remember I turned around. So then the left palm's gonna go down, the right arm is gonna go up towards the ceiling, stretch it up. Look back down to the floor, take the hands down, You're in a lunge. Drop the back knee down to the floor. Lift your hands up to the front thigh. Breathe in, stretch through the back. Exhale, sink down. Left arm goes up, inhale. Exhale, twist it over to the side. Take that hand down to the floor. From here, lift the back knee off, step back, downward facing dog. So I'm going to turn around and just do it facing this way again. Bend your knees, look forward, come into a high push-up, drop, exhale, inhale, lift, and then exhale, press it back down, dog. Walk the feet up to the hands. Halfway lift here, inhale. Exhale, grab the back of the legs and stretch. Okay, take the hands down to the floor. This time we go right leg back into the lunge. Yeah? So from here, lift and lengthen. Then that hand comes to the inside. We twist around. Yeah? And then from there, the full variation, if you're super flexible, is to come right down into this position, get your hip on the floor, and use your elbow to push your knee out. That's the position I'd like you to get into. If you lean forward a little, it's also quite strong. Okay, so find the position that best suits you. Maybe for some of you that's just here and you're just stretching into that inner right thigh. And then from there we're going to bring the hands back down, come back around, left arm goes up, twist, belly pulls in. Look back down to the floor. From here, drop the back knee down. Hands to the shins, inhale. Really stretching that back body. Look at how rounded I am. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twist it to the side. Hand comes down to the floor. From there, step it back, downward facing dog. Walk out through the heels, open up through the back of the legs and shake out your head, yes and no. Let's take a vinyasa to stay connected to the breath. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, drop the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bend at the knees, press back, downward facing dog. Okay, right leg lifts up, please. Inhale. So we get a nice deep stretch. Now, rather than opening your hip, I want you to try and close off your hip. And what that's going to do is really stretch the outer hamstring on the left side. Keep your ribs pulled in. From here, we're going to swing that foot forward and come into pigeon on the right side. So what I'm going to ask of you guys is that you make your pigeon a little bit deeper than normal, okay? How's my wire going? So what I'm gonna ask of you is that you get your right foot to come a little bit further forward so that the shin is parallel to the top of the mat, almost. Maybe it's not gonna be fully parallel, but we're just gonna challenge that ability. Now, what you also need to do is flex the toes back towards the knee. And rather than folding forward, we're actually going to stay upright here. Untuck your back toes. Try and keep your hips nice and square and just hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Getting long, exhale. Inhale, think about your head lengthening. Now we're going to drop it forward. Exhale. But we're going to try and keep this really long spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Round the spine. Exhale. Now place your head all the way down. Relax the back of the neck. I want your forehead to connect to something, be it, 2 fists or the hands or the floor. One more breath. Inhale. Full exhale. Keep breathing out, breathing out. Finish the breath completely. Come up to the hands, lift the body. So from here, shift the weight onto the right side, bring the back leg around in front and extend that leg forward, okay? From here, you're gonna grab hold of the right foot, place the right foot at the inner left thigh. You're gonna take the hands over around to the left side and you're just gonna twist gently. So coming into a twist, look around. And then from here, come back to center, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, start to fold forward. Now, some of you are going to find that you can obviously grab the foot completely and drop down. If you don't feel like you're at that point there, I want you to just hold wherever it is that you possibly can. And rather than rounding, I want you to keep that length through the spine, and I want you to really activate through this top leg. So really lengthen. Inhale, exhale, hold. Really activate that leg. It's really firm, okay? Inhale, exhale. Keep activating. One more time. Keep pulling yourself forward, but keep activating that leg. Inhale, and then exhale. Now we're going to surrender. So just let yourself surrender as much as you feel you can, dropping the head, dropping the body. Come back up to the hands. From here, take the right hand behind you, lift the left arm up, reach back. And stretch through the whole front of the body here, lengthening. Come back down, okay? From here, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Did you get that? Okay. Wrap your left arm around your leg, lift up through the chest, pull the belly in and begin to twist around. As you do this twist, I want you to push your right hip forward. Breathe in, sit tall, breathe out. Come back to center, counter twist the other way, just to even things out. Come back to center. Take the hands behind you, cross the legs in, take your hands forward, come into that all fours position, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, inhale, keep the hips square, yeah, don't open the hip, keep them square. From here, bring the knee forward, come into pigeon on the left side. Scoot that foot a little bit further forward. I want you to be a little bit more challenged in your pigeon position here. So really getting into that external rotation on that left side. Lift up through the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Stay with me. Inhale. Sit through the discomfort. And train your mind in uncomfortable situations to, rather than react with a sense of stress or the desire to look at Instagram or the desire to, whatever it might be, turn on the TV. Instead, train your mind to react to stress with a deep breath in and a full breath out. And then we're going to slowly come down. Remember, I want you to keep the spine long. I'm holding onto my foot. And I'm doing that to keep my foot in that flex position so that the stretch is not in my knee, but it stays in my hip. We don't want to be stretching the knee joint. That's not safe. Take one more breath in, lengthen, and then exhale. Now we can start to round. Now inhale, puff up through the back of the body. And exhale, melt into that space. One more breath here together. Inhale. Full exhale. Finish the breath, guys. Don't start to move before you finish the exhalation. Notice that temptation to kind of come out of it before you fully finished. And then from here, we can come up. Okay, lifting, shift the weight over to the one side. Back leg comes around in front. Janu Shasana, or a slight variation. So now, that left foot is at the inner right thigh, okay? Now, just come into the twist, right fingertips come behind you, left hand just hooks on the outside of the right foot, lift through the chest and twist around. And it's just to help us create length, also create a little bit of mobility through the spine so that we can come forward. So we've got the length, left arm goes up, inhale, exhale, reach forward, grab wherever you can, shin, ankle, or foot. And from here, I want you to be creating a little bit of force. So you are pulling your body forward. At the same time, you're activating through the front of the leg. Okay, so I want you to feel like you're really active and you're pulling at the same time. So we're doing what's called a PNF stretch, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Now, it's our own self PNF, which isn't always as effective as having someone else do it to us, but we can still see those benefits. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale, release down, drop the head, relax. This is where we give in completely, and then come all the way up. Left hand comes behind you, right arm goes up towards the ceiling, lift your hips off, push into the left leg, Reach up and back so we get a stretch for this whole front body kind of tissue. It's so delicious. And then come back down. Now we're coming into the twist. Hook, left foot outside of right thigh. Right arm wraps around, left fingertips come behind to lift through the chest, twist around, keep that height, protect your spine by pushing your left hip forward. Come back to center, inhale, exhale, twist it around, counter twist. Good, come back to center, take the hands behind you. All right, from here, you're gonna come into what's called, it's a bit annoying because my floor is actually crooked, but we're gonna come into what's called double pigeon. So, have a look at your shins. Is your shin in alignment with the edge of your mat? Okay, I need it to be perpendicular, like completely sort of parallel, sorry, yeah? And pull the toes back towards you. Now, you're gonna stack the other leg in the same way. Now, if you lift weight, if you squat or you run, you're gonna feel it already. Look at this. This is a squatter's hip. Okay, this is not a yogi's hip. Yogis, you'll find, and I'm gonna have to modify just to show you what I mean, is that they can just sit flat like this. Other, and I shouldn't have actually said yogis, because when you think about it, if you can breathe and do yoga, if you can breathe, you can do yoga. So that technically makes you a yogi as well, right? It's not so much about the openness of your hips, but if you are super flexible, you'll find that they will just flatten out. If not, this is going to be quite intense for you, and it's intense for me, so I'm in it with you. And we're just going to sit here like this, double pigeon. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, you can take your hands further forward and start to melt into this, dropping the head down. Relax through the back of the neck. Notice the sensations that you experience. Where exactly are they? Don't try to distract again. Don't try to kind of run away from the sensations. I want you to put your mind into them. And as you next exhale, consciously try to relax them. Okay, we're going to take one more breath here. Exhale, fold your body, go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And then come up towards the ceiling. Hands come behind you. Release the legs. Take them out in front of you and just give them a little shake. You know that we've got to do the other side. Okay, so stack the shins. I need you to make sure that they're stacked, okay? And we want to make sure that both sit bones are on the floor. So some of you can be like, this is enough for me. In fact, for me, this is like, I already feel a stretch. And we're really stretching into that IT band. We can sometimes feel the inner thighs. It's just doing a lot of good for the hip, okay? Really opening them. But it's only doing good if you can stay calm. If you panic in this position, you feel like you're tensing and holding this really tight, then there's no point in pushing through it because your body's just gonna react by tightening up and you'll have a worse effect. You might even tear something. So I need you to be in a calm state. Take a deep breath in. If you feel like you can go forward and you're relaxed enough, then take your hands forward and fold. Some of you are going to be flat as a pancake in this, and I invite you to do it. I personally cannot do that. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back up. Hands to the floor, take the hands behind you and release the legs. Shake them out. Okay, so we've done quite a lot of external rotation. I would like to do some internal rotation, even though I know it's the most intense of them all. And then we're gonna finish up with some neck and shoulder stretches and then we are done, okay? So let's just take our legs from side to side and just notice a little bit of that internal rotation. So drop that right knee in. Come back to center, drop the left knee in. Okay, so what we want to do is just work towards releasing the hip, letting them be nice and relaxed. You're just moving really slowly here. Internal rotation for most of us is much harder than external, okay? But it's still just as important. So what I'd like you to do is my favorite quad stretch. This is where the cushion can come in handy. I'm gonna pull it forward without knocking my glass of water over. So you're gonna sit over onto the left hip, tuck the foot in, okay? Pull that right foot in nice and close to the hip. Lift the hips, tuck the tailbone, and we're coming into this delicious quad stretch, okay? If you got that cushion behind you, you can put your head on it. If you want to go deeper, you can grab hold of the left leg as you pull that knee in. You'll feel increased kind of pull and torque on that right quad. I need you to please make sure wherever you are that you're not overarching through the lower back. That's why the pillow can sometimes be helpful, because it keeps our spine honest in this position rather than lifting up, okay? Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Relax the shoulders. The body is going to respond to best in this session to you consciously choosing to relax in each position. So please try to do that. Roll onto your side, kick the leg out, and let's rock back up to center. Hands behind you. Is my mic still on? Yeah, we're still good. Okay, good. So from here, pull the heel in. Knee comes down to the floor. Lift the hips off, tuck the tailbone, bring it back down. Now from here, you might be here and this might be enough for you. If you want to go further, where's my, there it is. Okay, you're coming all the way down, further, here, further, here. Okay, I just got to move my mic pack. Always gets in the way towards the end of the practice when we end up on our back. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's roll onto our side. Kick the foot out from underneath and then hug the knees into the chest, rock it back up to a seated position. Again, this is where your pillow can come in handy, because we are going to sit in that cross-legged position while we do some neck stretches. Okay, so from here, just sitting up nice and tall, you're going to take the right hand down towards the floor and reach it towards the floor. In fact, I'm going to mirror you guys so that you guys can still watch. The right hand reaches down, reach the fingertips away, lift up through the chest, drop the head over to one side. Okay, just a really casual stretch. Notice what my fingertips are doing. They're reaching. I'm going to bring that left hand to the side of my head and start to gently help it a little bit. What I'm also going to do now is turn my fingers so that my palm ends up facing the ceiling. And then I'm also going to reach those fingers back. Okay? So we've turned palm up, reach the fingers back. I'm going to turn the chin down. Oof. And you can suddenly notice just how connected the whole body is, right? From the fingertips right up to the head. Come back to center, other side. So first, drop the head over, reach the left fingertips to the floor, fingers point down, okay? So just find that stretch first. You're reaching that shoulder away from you. We bring that right hand to the side of the head and we just encourage the head a little bit further. Then we're going to turn the palm up. Oh my goodness. And then we're going to reach the fingertips back. Oh my goodness. And we're going to turn the chin down. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly release, bring it back to center. From here, arms reach up, inhale. As you exhale, bring the right elbow underneath the left. Now, if this is all you can get, then just do this. If you can go further, try and wrap the palms around. Now, I'm going to try and avoid my mic. I'm going to bring the elbows down close towards my boobies. Okay? And then from there, you're going to drop your head over to the left. Keep working the elbows down. Then come back to center, drop it over to the right. Come back to center. Release, inhale, arms up. And then from there, we're going to take the left hand down to the floor. We're going to reach up and out of the hip. So reaching, 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 but trying to keep that sit bone down on the floor. Don't let your butt pop off. Keep it down. Come back up to center and slowly release. Inhale, arms up. This time we're going left elbow under right, palms together. Drop the elbows down, head to one side. Inhale up, exhale other side. Come back up, release, arms up. This time, right hand down. Reach up and out of the hip. Hand comes down, come back up. Take the hands behind you, place the feet flat on the floor. Now, if you've got a cushion there, you're in a nice squatting position. If this is too intense for you and you have to lift your heels off, go ahead and let your heels lift off, but I want you to be in a squatting position. From here, bring your hands to your heart center and try to use your hands to push your elbows out to the side. Okay, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, full breath out. If you don't need the cushion, go ahead and move it away from you and just find that squatting position. Lean your body forward so that you get a stretch for the back of the calves. This is a really healthy position, not just for your hips and your body functionally, but actually also for your digestive system functionally. So this is massaging right now all the sort of bottom digestive organs, especially my ascending and descending colon, which needs this squatting position in order to work properly. So this is a very important position and it can actually help you become a little bit more regular. Who doesn't love to be regular? Okay, so now we're gonna take the body down to the floor. Come onto your back. Last part of the practice. Okay, come to interlace your fingers, arms reach up, point the toes. Inhale. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Squeeze the knees all the way in. Take the soles of the feet together, let the knees rest out wide. Okay, last little hip opening here. Lift your hips and tuck your tailbone so that there's less pressure on the back and lots of opening through the front of the hip. Now, if this is too intense for you, you can take your feet further forward. Yeah, if you still feel like it's too intense for you and you want to just relax, then just bring the knees in together. Okay, from here we're now going to come into a shoulder opening position. So you're going to take hold of either elbow, take the arms up above your head, and we're in this really open shoulder, open hip position. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Release a full breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. I know it's probably getting quite intense and you've probably wanted to move out of this position quite a few times already, but I just really want you to stay here for one more breath. Inhale. Full exhale. Take the hands down to the thighs, bring the knees in together, hug the knees in towards your chest, squeeze them in. Just gently rock from side to side, massaging out through the lower back. Okay, and then extend your legs out onto the floor for full shavasana. So you're either going to go with your legs fully extended, or if you feel a little bit twingy in the lower back, you can bend your knees and again take the feet wide, let the knees drop in together like this. Another option is to place the cushion underneath your knees, so it just takes the pressure off your lower back. Okay, so whatever position you're choosing, I want you to just fidget a bit right now. Okay, I want you to fidget just so that you start to feel like, okay, I've gotten all the movement that I need to do out. I'm going to take my hair out of this ponytail. I've got a little treatment in my hair, so it's a bit wet. So no temptation for movement, right? I've adjusted my hair, I've adjusted my clothes. I'm going to turn the palms up, walk the shoulders down the back, close the eyes. And I'm going to fully commit to this. Now, I do not want you to skip your shavasana, okay? This is where all the good stuff happens. This is where we digest the fruits of our labor, yeah, through our body. Shavasana is where it all starts to manifest. And it's the same for our actual life, okay? Not just the yoga practice, but we do not, build muscle tissue while we're lifting weight. That all happens when we're recovering. We don't get fitter while we run. It all happens in the resting phase. And so if you're not resting properly, you're inhibiting your ability to get the results that you're working so hard to get. So I need you to give me all of your attention here. And not just me your attention, but your body a sense of surrender. Permission, in fact, to fully and completely relax here. So, keep your eyes closed and bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. As you breathe in, notice the soles of the feet, and as you exhale, relax the soles of the feet. As you breathe in, notice your ankles, your shins, your knees, and your thighs. And as you exhale, feel the thighs, knees, shins, and ankles release. Bring your attention to the palms of your hands. As you inhale, notice the palms of the hands, and as you exhale, feel the palms relax, feel your hands relax. As you inhale, notice your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms, and your shoulders, and as you exhale, relax your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists. Inhale, notice your hips. As you exhale, feel the hips completely relax. As you inhale, notice your belly, your back, middle belly, rib cage, upper back. Relax. As you exhale, as you inhale, notice the back of the shoulders, back of the neck, back of the head, forehead, and face. And as you exhale, relax your face, crown of the head, back of the head, back of the neck, back of the shoulders, relax. Feel your entire body. As you inhale, notice all the parts of the body that connect to the space around you. As you exhale, relax. So see if you can feel where your body ends and the space around you begins. So can you feel the edge of your awareness? On your next inhalation, see if you can feel where your body ends and the ground underneath you begins. So can you feel the edge of your awareness? Inhale and exhale. I want you to take your time here. If you'd like to spend longer, of course, you are very, very welcome to. I'd like you to spend as long as you want here in this position. If you'd like to stay longer in Shavasana, of course you're welcome to. If you're finishing up, then slowly come to move through the tips of your fingers and toes. Come to interlace your fingers and extend your arms up above your head. Point your toes, inhale. And exhale, hug the knees into your chest, squeeze the knees all the way in. Rock from side to side, massaging out through the lower back, and then roll all the way onto your right side and make a pillow with your hands here. Ideally, you just take a few more moments here to fully and completely surrender. Thank you for practicing.